on time. So the first thing I want you to make aware of is that this class is being recorded. So when the class is over, if you like, I can send you a copy of the class, the very class that you just took with your questions, your voice, etc.
Okay.
So we do have on our website, we already have a video of this class, but it's with other people. It's a previous class recording, but this one would actually be yours. So if you want it, just let me know at the end of the class. I can go ahead and email it to you after it's been converted. Okay, so this is the DARCI Marketing class, and the reason we refer to it both as DARCI and Marketing is because although DARCI does some very powerful marketing things, and she does have a powerful marketing engine built into her, those are for automated marketing. What we're going to be talking about at the end of the class is manual marketing, which is a little bit different than what DARCI brings to the table. So let's first start talking about the 5 jobs that DARCI does. Please feel free to interrupt me with any questions as we go, although I will be asking several times throughout if you have questions. Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to do what we call Hire DARCI, and we do that by clicking on the DARCI button from our main menu, and that brings us to the Setup DARCI window. The first thing we have to do is, as I said, hire her, and we do that with this button that says Set Up Account. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. It's a little bit confusing, but don't worry, it's really very simple, and I'm going to go through each field with you very quickly. First, you're going to be putting in your business's name, address, city, state, zip code, and telephone number. Then your business's website address will go in the business website address field, obviously. Where it says business email address, though, there's something I want you to be aware of. Any email that the DARCI system sends out, any email at all, if your customers reply to that email, and once it's set up properly, it'll be the name of your business at darci.mobi. So in this case, it would be something like Bella Renaissance at darci.mobi would be the email. Now, if your customers reply to it, it needs to go somewhere. So it's going to go to whatever email address you have put here that says business email address. So it can be your manager's email address, it can be an info email address, whatever it may be. Next, we have the owner's email address and the owner's email address too. That is for those things that DARCI believes are for the owner's eyes only. So that's different than what you put in the business email address. So those things that DARCI believes that only the owner should see, she'll send to whatever email address you have here or both. Next, we have upload logo. Every email that DARCI sends out should have your logo on it as well as your social networking icons on it. And you do that by clicking on Upload Logo and then press Browse. And anywhere on your computer you can find the logo that you want to upload that will be included in all of the DARCI emails. If you'd like, our graphics department can help you with that and can give you good specs for a banner or something like that if you'd like. But you upload your logo, then any DARCI email that goes out will include it. So it'll be a much better looking email than just having text. And if you're using an installed version of the software, it can be uploaded using a GIF, a JPEG, a TXT, or a PNG. If you are using the cloud version of the software, it can only be uploaded as a JPG, a JPEG. That's the only one you can use if you're using cloud. But if you are using an installed version, all 4 of these are available to you. The file itself must be 500K or smaller. If your logo is too small or too big, and you'd like some help with it, or you'd like it formatted differently, again, all you need to do is email graphics, that's GRAPHICS, at prosolutionssoftware.com. So now ProSolutions ends with an S and software starts with an S, so you've got 2 S's there in the middle. You email them and they can help you with anything you need. There is no charge to work with our graphic arts department. After you've uploaded your logo, we have text account username and text account password. You do not need to use texting with DARCI, although you can. If you're going to be using DARCI for texting, then you must have an account username and password. You can get that by requesting it from from rates. I know it sounds a little strange, but rates, R-A-T-E-S, at prosolutionssoftware.com. So you simply ask for your username and password, and they can assign you one. Now, the reason you're not automatically assigned a username and password is because texting can cost you, whereas emails are always free. Whether you send out 5 emails or 500,000 emails, you'll never be marked as a spammer, and they are always free. However, texting is different. If you're using our preferred credit card provider, you get a certain amount of text for free. Or if you're using the cloud version of our software, you also get a certain amount of text for free. But if you're using an installed version of the software and you are not using our preferred provider, you would have to purchase texting. And I believe the first block of texting is $30 and we'll give you 1,000 texts. They do not roll over, so that would be per month. If you need more than that, it's $20 for each additional 1,000 that you need during a month. Again, texting does not roll over. Next, on the right-hand side, we have the optional account information. This is where you're going to be putting in your social networking icons. So if you have a Google Plus page for your business, go to it, copy the URL, and paste it here. If you have a Facebook page, go to it, copy the Facebook URL, and paste it here. So you're pasting the URLs into the different social networking fields that you have here: Google Plus, Yelp, City Search, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and Instagram. If you leave them blank, there will be no icon on the emails Darcy sends out. If you put the URL in, then there will be an icon which acts as a shortcut for your customers. So they can click on the Facebook page and be immediately and instantly taken to your Facebook page or your Twitter page or your Instagram, whatever it may be. Okay? Don't worry about these last three: online gift cards, scheduling, and retail. That's part of the online class, and they are completely unnecessary for Darcy, so just ignore them. And after you've put in your social networking URLs, click on Save. Your settings have been saved. OK, and exit. That's it. You've set up Darcy. Now, if you are in the cloud, this button that says Run Darcy does not exist. If you are not in the cloud, if you're using an installed version, then you must press this button. After you've hired her, Run Darcy. When you click Run Darcy, Darcy will appear in your lower right-hand corner on most computers, a little bust of a woman, and it says, Darcy, the name of your business, is running. And once Darcy's running, now we can assign jobs to her. We've hired her, and now she's ready to work. The first of the 5 main jobs that Darcy has is appointment confirmations and reminders. So let's click on our email confirmations here. We get to write whatever we want in the subject line and whatever we want in the greeting. So don't worry about what it says already. You can make it say whatever you want. And you want to use what are called variables. Everything that you see here in the open and closed carets are variables, like open caret, capital CF, closed caret. Remember that you have an appointment for a open caret, service closed caret. So this might say something like, reminder for Glenda. Hi, Glenda. Remember that you have an appointment for a European facial with Sally on June 28th at 11 a.m. Please arrive 15 minutes early to unwind before your treatment. So that's what I've written. You write whatever you want. And if you want to know what the variables are, you can click on the little blue information eye here. And that will give you a list of the variables that you can stick into your message. And it's fairly lengthy, so you can include something like maybe your cancellation policy, etc. But whatever it may be, write your subject, write your greeting, and then you come down here where it says number of reminders to send. And you can choose to send 1, 2, 3, or 4. I've chosen 2. After selecting how many you want to send, you send how many days in advance of the appointment they're going to go out. So I'm saying my first reminder is going out 2 days in advance. My second reminder is going out 1 day in advance. Now, these are more than just reminders. When the email goes out, it will include a big blue button that says click here to confirm your appointment. And yes, of course, it includes your logo and your social networking icons. But also now a big blue button that says click here to confirm your appointment. If your customer presses that button, it will mark it confirmed right on your appointment book. The date and time and the fact that it was confirmed by your customer. So the next thing is, let's pretend that you weren't using software at all. You were using paper, but back in the Stone Age here. If you called, let's say you called me, and you said, hi, Matt, it's Glenda, and I wanted to remind you about your appointment day after tomorrow. And I said, oh, gosh, yes, I can't wait. I absolutely will be there. So you reached me, you spoke to me. I said I was going to be there. You confirmed the appointment. Well, you wouldn't call me the next day to do it again. Darcy does the same thing. If you're sending out more than one message, then if they get the first one and they confirm, they won't get the second one. If, however, for any reason at all, they ignored the first one, they didn't see the email, they didn't open their email that day, whatever it may be, they will then receive the second one as well, or third or fourth one, based on how many messages you've said you want sent. So after you've written what you want, you've chosen how many you want to go out and when they're going to go out, you can then check the box that says active and accept. Template is saved, OK, and exit. You're done. You've set up your confirmations and reminders. Darcy is going to run every single day and see who meets those requirements. And if they meet them, off the messages go. That's email confirmations. You can do the same via text. With text, it's reply Y to confirm because there's no big blue button, nor is there your logo or social networking icons. Because it's a text, there's no artwork. And because it's a text, you are limited to the amount of space you can use. In this case, 140 characters. Unlike an email where you can type up quite a bit of information, this is going to be much more limited. Reminder for Glenda. Glenda, you have an appointment with Sally, or your appointment with Sally is on June 28th at 11 a.m. Reply Y to confirm. If she, in fact, replies Y to confirm, it will mark the appointment confirmed right on your appointment book, just as if she had pressed the big blue button in the email. Next, we have our marketing campaigns. So if I click on email campaigns, it's going to bring up a new window for me. That is my blast marketing messages window. And I have over 20 different blasts that I can choose from. So let's say that I decided to go with birthday. I can choose, once again, 1 message, 2, 3, or 4. I chose 4 this time. After I've chosen how many messages, go ahead, you have a question?
Can we do a follow-up through text? If a first-time client comes in and, you know, we just want to say, how did your appointment go? Can we do that through text?
You're not going to do that through text, but you can do that through email, and you can, of course, do that through the app if you have the app. But for instance, with the email here, we have a follow-up, which instead of going before the day, like a birthday one or a Valentine's Day one or a Mother's Day one that goes out before the day, the follow-up goes after the day. And what is the day we're talking about? In this case, it would be the date of your customer's last transaction. So you could say 1 day from, say 1 campaign, 1 day from, and then your message, which might say something like, you know, you choose your artwork, and you might have a message that says, thank you, Glenda. Glenda, thank you so much for visiting us yesterday. We hope everything went great for you. Because you had set it up as 1 campaign to run 1 day after, that means that everybody who visited you yesterday that allows you to send them promos will get that follow-up. And yes, you can include links. So when you write what you want, thank you, Glenda, you get to choose your font size, and while you're writing up your message, you can add bold or underline or italics, or you can change the color of your words, or you can include a link. So you can right there in the body of your email, there can be like a click here that your customer could click on that could take them to whatever link you put in. So it could be something like, click here to book your next appointment online, or it could be click here to fill out a review, or something like that. If you have a review page on your website, you could have a link to it that takes them directly to that so that they can review you. Or you could just refer them to your Yelp page or your Facebook page. Remember, your social networking icons are going to be on this email. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So let's go back to birthday here. And I said I want 4 to go out, and I get to choose when they're going to go out. In this case, this is going out before the date, so before my client's birthday, so hopefully you have their birthdays in their client file. Then I've said my first message is going to go out 30 days before my customer's birthday. My second message is going to go out 2 weeks before, my third message a week before, and my fourth message on. But I can choose anything I want from 0 to 30 and any days in between. So now that I've said when they're going to go out, I get to say what goes out. So I've said my first message is going out 30 days before, and that message is going to say something like, happy birthday, Glenda. Happy birthday, Glenda. It looks like you'll be celebrating your special day in about a month. Now, I wrote that because I know this is going out 30 days before. Again, I choose my font size, my artwork, etc. I also get to, when I choose my artwork, I have 8 different pieces of artwork to choose from, and you may like them or not. What happens if none of the artwork that we have pre-created for you, you like? You might say, I don't like any of this, Matt. It doesn't work for me. That's fine. There is a 9th radio button. So these first 8 have artwork that we have already created for you. But the 9th radio button will become active if you have uploaded your own custom image. And again, we can, with our graphics department, help you create that. We can either give you the specifications or we can actually make it with you. So you can upload your own custom image, then you'll have a custom campaign. Whether you have chosen one of our images or you've chosen your own, press this button, Send Test Email. Put in your email address and hit OK. Then you will see what your customers will get. You'll make sure it looks right. And if it looks good, then you can just save the whole template and exit out. You're done with this one. You can then move on to the next message that's going to go out 2 weeks before. Or that's what I wrote.
Do you guys charge? Sorry. Do you guys
I'm sorry.
charge for help if we do the custom image through you guys?
No, you do not get charged for using our graphic arts department. Yeah, it's always free to you. That's part of your subscription. So whether you use our graphic arts department or not, there is no charge ever.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Okay, so after you have made all of your messages and you've said when they're going to go out, you check this box that says active and you save the template. But don't forget, it's really important when you set these up to send yourself a test email, because you never want these emails to go out if they don't look nice. So by sending yourself a test email, you're able to determine what it's going to look like before your customers ever get it. And if you like it, then you save and activate. Then after we've activated these, we can save the template and move on to the next one, like maybe Valentine's Day, and do exactly the same thing. How many messages, when they're going to go out, what the messages are, and whatever our custom artwork may be. I mean, not our custom artwork, whatever artwork you choose may be, or your custom artwork that you can upload. And we'll exit out.
I have another question, sorry.
Go ahead, please.
So every month we send out birthday email blasts through marketing.
Okay.
Does that work automatically if I set it up every month? Yeah.
If you set it up with DARCI and you say you want it to go out 30 days before your customer's birthday, then you never have to think about it again. 30 days before your customer's birthday, they'll get the email. So you won't have to create a group and send it out. You can just, you know, how often do you send these out? So maybe you might even send out 2, 3, or even 4 messages, and they can go out a week before, or a day before, or a month before, or all of them. They can go out a month before, and a week before, and a day before, etc. So it's entirely up to you. As long as you go ahead, I'm sorry.
So if it's just every month, so because it's, you know, the different birthday months, will that email to just people?
It runs every day. So if you said I want it to go out 30 days before my customer's birthday, so then everybody who has, right now we're in June, so if I had it set up for 30 days, the next email, if they went out today for 30 days, that would mean that everybody who has an appointment, who has a birthday, excuse me, on July 25th would get that message.
Oh, okay.
But on July 1st, everybody on August 1st would get that message, and then on July 2nd, everybody on August 2nd would get the message if I had set it up that way.
Okay.
But it's not going to just set out everybody who has a birthday in the month of July, for instance. It won't do that.
It will set everybody.
Manual marketing. It'll just, everybody will get it a month before. So if their birthday's on July 5th, they'll get it a month before July 5th. If their birthday's on July 22nd, they'll get it a month before July 22nd. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, and that's if you set it up for a month before. Like I said, you can set it up for anything from 0 to 30 days. All right. So those are our email campaigns. That's job number 2. We did appointment confirmations and reminders. We did automated campaigns. Now we can do the third job that DARCI does is called notifications. Remember when we were talking about setting up DARCI, we had our owner's email addresses, and I told you that when you put email addresses there, DARCI will send things to the owner that she believes are for the owner's eyes only. When we go into notifications, this is what we're talking about. Every one of these can be checked, or just the ones you want. Most of these, not all, most of these are for the owner's eyes only. For instance, if I check this one that says when a cash payment is voided, or this one when a price is modified at the point of sale, or when a transaction is modified, or when a client file is printed, these types of things, DARCI will immediately notify the owner. Hey boss, a cash payment was just voided on transaction number 12345 on June 26, 2017 by Sally. Or, hey boss, a price was just modified at the point of sale on transaction number 12345 by Sally on June 26, 2017, et cetera, at 11 a.m. So that information is going to go directly to the boss for most of these, not all of them. Like this one here that says email tomorrow's schedule to the operator. If that's checked, then every night DARCI will email your staff their schedule for the following day. The email closing report to the boss. Every night, DARCI will send the boss, hey boss, it's DARCI, here are tonight's closing numbers, things like that. So again, you get to pick and choose what you want DARCI to send out simply by checking these boxes and save. That's job number 3. Jobs 4 and 5 that DARCI does is the come again and the buy again. How do these work and what are they? Well, let's talk about the come again first. If I go to setup and I go to my salon or spa services. This is, you probably are familiar with this, how to set up your groups and services. So I can go to a group and go to any particular service, like my Head 60 here, and then go to DARCI. And by checking this box, I can choose from 1 to 52 weeks and then write whatever subject and whatever body I want. So I've already created one for my Physical Therapy 60. Let's pretend that under my Physical Therapy 60, I've said, you know what, if somebody gets a physical therapy massage at my med spa, they should repeat it every week. Or maybe you're a hair salon, so you do it, say, you know what, if somebody gets a root touch-up, they should repeat it every 6 weeks, whatever it may be. So you go to that service and you go to DARCI and you choose from 1 to 52 weeks. So if I said my physical therapy should be repeated every week, then by setting it to 3 weeks, I know that this person has really missed their appointment, or not missed their appointment, but missed their cycle. Maybe they didn't have a future appointment booked. In fact, if they have a future appointment booked, DARCI will not send out the email. But if they have no future appointment booked, and in this case, 3 whole weeks have gone by, then they can receive the message you wanted them to get. So don't neglect your physical therapy. I know that a busy schedule can get in the way of your muscles' health. Don't let it. We see you've missed your last therapy cycle. Call today to schedule. Remember, if they already have one scheduled, it won't send it out, so you don't look foolish. And if you were a hair salon, you might do something like, we'll go with hair here, and I'll pull up something like a, let's go with a full highlight. And I might say that, you know what, when somebody gets a full highlight, then they should repeat it in 10 weeks. So maybe I go to DARCI, and I say, I'm going to go with 12 weeks here, and then put in my subject, like, hey, your highlights are starting to fade, and the body. Remember, if they've got a future appointment for their next highlight, she won't send it out. So you don't have to worry about that. But I might say something like, you know, it's been 12 weeks since your last highlight, and so your colors are probably starting to fade. Click here to book your next appointment, or give us a call, and, you know, or here, print this email out for 5% off your next visit, whatever it is. So you can do it that way as well. Again, because if they have a future appointment, it won't send it out. You don't look foolish. That's the come again. Then DARCI also has some, go ahead.
Sorry, that's just if we have clients coming in every 4 weeks, but they forget to make an appointment that one last time they were there, we can send that out.
Yeah, absolutely. Then the DARCI will automatically send it out if they miss that, or if they don't set it up. Then we also have one for inventory, and that's called the buy again. And once again, you've got a subject and a body, and you've got how many weeks, from 1 to 52 weeks. Now, I've already set one up here, so let's take a look. This is my Just an All-in-One shampoo, and let's pretend that it's 20 ounces, and let's pretend that I told my customers to use it every other day and use 2 ounces of it every other day. Well, if they do that, then in about 3 weeks, it should be empty. So maybe I set this for 5 weeks so that I know that after they've run out, I give them an opportunity to come back in and buy it. But if 5 whole weeks have come by and they have not come back in to buy it, they might get this subject. Your Just an All-in-One shampoo is running low. And the body. If you've been using the shampoo like we told you, then you should notice that you're either out or running low. Please print this email out and bring it in with you for 5% off your next purchase within 30 days. Again, that's what I wrote. You write whatever you want. Yes, this email has your logo on it. It's got your social networking icons on it. So if somebody walks through my door and bought my Just an All-in-One shampoo 20 ounce and 5 whole weeks have gone by and they have not returned to buy it again, then she'll send out this message. However, again, DARCI's not dumb. If they buy something in the same category, it'll reset the clock for you, so you don't look foolish. Any questions on that before we continue? No questions. All right.
No.
All right. So those are the 5 main jobs that DARCI has. Again, the appointment reminders and confirmations, the automated marketing campaigns, the notifications, the come again, and the buy again. Once we have set up her 5 jobs, or however many of them we want, maybe we're just going to have her do 1 of the 5, or 2 of the 5, or 3 of the 5, whatever it is. Once we've set them up, we can choose these boxes here. Do we want her to do confirmations and campaigns? Did we set that up? Yes? Then we check this box. Do we want her to do end-of-day functions? End-of-day functions are things like sending your boss the close report for the end of the day, or sending out your staff their schedule for the end of the day, for tomorrow, things like that. Those are the end-of-day functions. We recommend that confirmations and campaigns go out about a half hour after you normally open, and that your end of day functions should be set up to go out about a half hour after you close. DARCI can't send the boss a closing report if you haven't closed yet. So if you normally close at 6, then 6:30 or 7 or 7:30 is a good time for DARCI to send out the closing report. At least a half hour after you've closed is when you should set that up for. And then if you do set up your come agains and your buy agains, make sure those are checked so that she can do those as well. And we recommend that the times that you set for them be whatever the time is for your confirmations and campaigns. You don't have to do that, but we recommend it so that you know they all went out at the same time. Whatever it may be, you're able to choose from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. I chose 9:30 for my confirmations and campaigns and my come again and buy again, and 6:30 for my end of day functions. Once I have checked the boxes I want her to use and I have given her times, I can save the whole thing, accept it, and exit. DARCI is now set up. She is set to run. She has been given a job description, and she's been told when to do the job. And every day, she will do those jobs at those times. Any questions at all on anything I've shown you in DARCI before I continue?
No.
No questions? All right. So moving on. Then the next thing we're going to be talking about is manual marketing. Now you're going to see something here in manual marketing. I'm going to go to Setup, Configuration, Tracking, Add Tracking Names. Now I've got a lot of strange tracking names here, and some that make more sense. For instance, if you're a hair salon, color might be important. Hair length, perm, skin type. Some of these might be important in a hair salon. In a day spa environment, maybe their skin type is important. Things like that. So if I'm a hair salon, I might type color here. And then where it says tracking items, I could type red, enter, brunette, enter, blonde, enter, silver fox, enter, whatever. Those options will then be listed here for me. So that in a client file, I'm able to go to their tracking items and say that this customer has black hair and it's long. She gets perms. She has oily skin. She rides a motorcycle. She's Hispanic. She has tattoos. This is her age range. So it can get really crazy because you get to create them. So you can make it as custom as you want. Then we can go into reports. And from reports, we can go to marketing. And from marketing, we can create a list. And so now I can say something like, I want just a list of all of my females and give it a name right down here, like all females, and then create my list. And it will pull up every female I have in the system. Or maybe I want all of my customers, so males and females. And so down here, maybe I write all clients, create list. Or maybe I really want to get specific. So I can say I want just my females that ride motorcycles that have brown hair. Maybe even that live in a particular zip code. Whatever I want to put in. And then I can give it a name, create my list, and it will create the list. Once a list is created, I can go to Blast and choose a list that I've created. And then by choosing Blast, I can either email a message out or text a message out. If I want to email a message out, I can use any of the emails I've already pre-created. If I have not pre-created a message that I want to send out to this group, I can go to Setup and I can create one. Give it a name, put in my subject, choose my font and my font size, write my message, and use bold if I want, underline, italics, change the color of my font, or even add URLs. I can even upload a custom image and then save my template. Then everybody on that list will get, because now that I've created it and saved it, I can choose whatever it is, whatever the name of my email is. Then send myself a test email. Type my own email address in here and hit OK. See what it's going to look like before your customers get it. Say, yep, that looks good, and hit process. And everybody on that list will get the email that you just created. So you can get really crazy with it because it's completely customizable. Now, what if I don't want to do marketing per se? I mean, as far as do a promotion or something like that. What if Christian came up to me and said, hey, boss, my 3 o'clock just canceled. Maybe it's already 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And you know that when people call in, they're calling in for next week or a few days from now. They're not calling in for a couple of hours from now. and you don't get a lot of walk-in business. So you know Christian's probably going to be sitting on his hands during that time. Even if you charge your customers for late cancellations or for no-shows, he's still going to be sitting on his hands, and you want to fix that. So we can go to marketing, create a list, and I could say something like, hey, I want all of my clients that see, and I can say operators, I want all of my clients that see Christian, and then give it a name like Christian's clients and create my list. Then I can go to blast, choose the list that I created. Whoops, here we go. So I've got my Christian's clients list here that I had already pre-created, and I can go to blast message. Now I've already created one, but I'll show it to you anyway, called Christian's 3 o'clock. So I call it Christian's 3 o'clock. My subject is Glenda, there is an opening with Christian today. And my body, there has been a late cancellation with Christian today. It is at 3 p.m. First person to call to schedule this time will get 25% off their service. So maybe I upload an image of Christian's smiling face or not. I save my template, so then it'll be here waiting for me. Go to my email, find my Christian's 3 o'clock, send myself a test email, make sure it looks good. Yep, hit process, and everybody on the list gets this message. So hopefully your phone rings and somebody books that time with Christian. Maybe, like some of our customers have told us, the phone doesn't just ring once. 5, 6, maybe 10 people call for that. Maybe only 2 or 3. Hopefully, though, it rings more than once. The first person gets the appointment for the discount, but everybody else that calls is an opportunity. You say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry you weren't the first person, but seeing as how you were calling to book with Christian, I've got an appointment with, I've got an availability for him tomorrow at 3 o'clock or day after tomorrow at 2 o'clock, whatever it is. So it's an opportunity for you to book those as well. That is something that you can do other than just promoting all the time. You can do something like that. Any questions on manual marketing before we continue? No questions? All right. I want you to know, by the way, that you can get into
no.
creating a list.
No.
Not just from reports here and going to marketing, create a list, but also in DARCI, you're able to click on create list, and that same window will appear. So there's just 2 different places that you can get to it. I just wanted you to be aware of that. Okay, this is the DARCI marketing class, and it is over. Was there anything you were hoping I was going to show you that I didn't, or is there anything that I mentioned that you'd like more information on before I end the class? Nothing? Okay. Then what I'd like for you to do is tell me, would you like a copy of this class?
Yeah, actually I have a question about the text. Right, so we're interested in...
I lost you. You're interested in what?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
So we were interested in getting... Hello? Sorry, let me...
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What's your question?
Yes.
Yes, what is your question?
We're interested in getting the text.
Uh-huh.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. Let me click.
Okay.
You're fading in and out, but I can hear you.
Yes. We're interested in getting text.
You're interested in getting text. Now I lost you. I can't hear you anymore.
Hello, are you losing me?
Yeah, let me call back, or you should call back.
Okay, so we're interested in getting the text messaging,
Okay.
And you mentioned that yes. So for that we would need, okay, sorry, it's my tablet. Hello?
Yeah, you're going in and out. The only thing
okay,
I
you know what,
is
can you just send
a
copy?
It's
a copy
yes,
of this class?
What's the email address you'd like?
Would that be okay if you just email us a copy?
Yes, what is the email address you'd like me to use?
Hello?
Oh.
Hello?
I'm here. Can you hear me? What is the email you'd like me to use?
Strands _ we have on file. The Strands _ salon
Strands
at sbcglobal.in. Yeah, I can hear you.
_salon.
Strands _ salon.
At SBC Global.
At sbcglobal.net.
Okay.
At
all right.
sbcglobal.net.
Okay, I've got it. I've got it. I'll send that to you right
.net?
.net, yes. .net. Can you hear me?
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You've got it. Okay,
Yes.
bye-bye.
Correct.